Hello again. So I was a bit chronic fatigue-y, CFS-y yesterday. So I just had a long epic sleep, which is lovely. Anyway, I hope you don't mind this spanning over a couple of days. So during that time, I had a little bit of thinking time, which is always dangerous. And I thought maybe this is a work situation, possibly because it's the only thing that I didn't really spin out on yesterday. And if this is a team and you're sort of mentoring somebody, maybe there's somebody in the group, or I don't really like the term assistant, but if you've been given somebody to train up, but they're really not very good, and or you've been excuse me. Oh, excuse me. You know how people can sabotage others by giving them a bad assistant? And it's, that when you're supposed to be giving and training and sharing, but you're like, oh, crikey, this sapling is not going to grow, But there you are, entrenched in this. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll give. But any kind of self-limiting beliefs, that's got to stop. It's got to stop, because pay yourself first. And something needs to come to light. Remember the whole thing about this Ten of Swords? The person who this is for, when I read out the kind of oracle decks that I could do, their choice was, and they repeated it, the gods. Well, this is that god, excuse me, that turns it from the nightmare through that sunshine into something that, now you think this is the frustration, like what on earth do I do about this? The sleepless nights, the worry, the fear. Excuse me. And you got the sun there with the Ten of Swords, so it's almost like you're almost taking it to the next level now. So if you want to learn about that god, that Norse god, it's slaying the dragon, isn't it? And you're doing that by actually self-love. And then after that Ten of Swords comes the healing. Modesty. Give a bit of modesty. But I don't know, in order to achieve more happiness for you, you might have had to even speak to your supervisor and go, I need some help with this one, because this is the card for help. So that was just another idea. So let's move over to what's going out. Now this could be a home, because it can signify the home or the body or a place of work. And you wanted to get on with something. Wands, fire energy, so you wanted to go that way, but you felt very stuck in this, whatever it is, work, home. Maybe it's a health appointment or something, but whatever it is, and it's been going very, very slowly, foot tappingly slowly, which is not good for Sag. It's just not good. So the oracle card here is the hidden world of fairies, obviously, which is why I got the two fairy cards out. So let's see what that says. Number 45. I don't know if the number 45 means anything to you. But yeah, just spending that, just actually not feeling I had enough oomph to do it yesterday, has made me sort of think along different lines. So this, it might be a work thing. Who knows? The fairies, the people of the goddess Danu, live as neighbours in the hills of the countryside, inhabiting the other world beneath the ground, where they live merry and carefree lives. Their supernatural presence brings lively nostalgic and passionate feelings to the landscape above, especially enlivening poetry, music and song with haunting lyricism. Right. If you choose this card, you're attracted to the otherworldly forces around you. These forces, whether fairies or nature spirits, are often the special friends of poets, artists, playwrights, musicians, and inventive and creative individuals of every trade and profession. The presence of the fairies and nature spirits gives the landscape around you wondrous qualities that attract you. While the Celts are unusually attentive to the presence of otherworldly beings who share the earth with us, the earth is sacred wherever you live. If you live in nature, especially in secluded areas where otherworldly beings are more at ease, you may be especially aware of their presence and vitality. Quite apart from modern notions that portray them as fearful and meddlesome, the fairies that would much rather cooperate with us, especially in sharing inspirations, visions, frivolity, song and music. Oh, they would rather do that. So, let's do that. Quite apart from modern notions that portray them as fearful and meddlesome, the fairies would much rather cooperate with us, especially in sharing inspirations, visions, frivolity, song and music. Unfortunately, the fairies have become wary of humans. You're a wary fairy. And attracting their support requires ongoing respect for the natural environment and the spirits who dwell there. There you go. So, I don't know, is that something to do with, you might bring it back to a home? You want to move further out to the countryside, or, I don't know. But what it did was it linked in with, even maybe about going out for walks, and you know, if you see something in the countryside, you think, oh, I could just catch dust before it lands in, I could just do that, or I could just do that, or looking after trees, especially. And the reason I mentioned trees is because we just moved from the Celtic tree season from birch into rowan. I'll just show you the dates for that. I'll do this a bit later though. You see, excuse me, November 29th. So we just had birch, which is their new year after Halloween. And then November 29th to December 26th. So we're now into rowan. I don't know if you know anything called rowan. Oh, wrong one. Excuse me. So we're now in this season. Don't IKEA do rowan berry jam or something? They do lingonberry, don't they? I don't know if there's rowan berry. Anyway, Rowena. Oh, is that Welsh name, Rowena? Anyway, but I just want to link something here that's coming in with something here, because you've got Destroyer, which is the surprise. So yeah, I think whatever this is, somebody's really not doing you any favours. But the other one was Midas touch. So whatever you touch turns to gold. You know, you catch just before it lands. You know. So despite their attempts to do that, you do that. You catch it. Let's say you catch just before it lands. Now, here we go again. Part of the sad cycle. We've gone from the 8, you are the 9, to the 10 of wands. Excuse me. This is the buckaroo moment when you think, I am not lugging this around with me. You know, I'm not putting up with that anymore. Bop. I want to fly again. So it's learning how to put this down. Now you can either chuck it down and go, right, someone else can pick that up. I'm off. My name's Goff and I'm off. Let's just look at here. You've had the 10 of swords, so in the 1 to the 10, you come into the end of a cycle here. You've got the 10 of wands, end of the cycle there. Coming in here, you've got the 10 of cups, another cycle. You've also got the world card, which is cycle completion. And I can tell you, you've got the 10 of pentacles somewhere too. So you've got all 4 10s coming out, plus the end of a cycle. So this really feels like you're on the edge of something. No, this isn't Ichihing, or sorry, it's spelled Ichihing, it's pronounced Ichihing. It's the Chinese hexagram way. Now, it's about fire, or fire signs, or fire energy. Excuse me. And you've got the sun there, which is setting. It is the sun, don't worry, it's not the moon. I'm putting a link for this in the description box below. So you've got a volcano, which is Earth, containing a fire. But the fire still will come out, if you see what I mean. It's about the setting sun, where things actually just look beautiful in that sunset. So it's about earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, working in harmony together. It's about harmony, and it's called Grace. The card is called Grace. And it would advise, in this situation, coming in, don't do a saggy hissy fit. There's no need for turbo pivot. Whatever, if you do move on from something, you do it with grace. And I'm sure you would. This is just a reminder for that. Because then what's coming in, it's this is the card for Aries, fire sign, or the cardinal fire. It's the beginning of the zodiac, so it's almost like the creative fire. The Emperor. And here now you've got the most powerful man on the mundane, on the worldly level, and you've got the most powerful man on the spiritual level. So this is you really taking your influence, or you're taking back your power and saying, this is not And then look at this, you've got the sun. Well, there's no bigger bit of fire than the sun, is there? So you've got all this lovely fire energy. I mean, it's beautiful. Well, I would say that I'm not a sash. So, excuse me. Give me 1 second. Sorry. But the Emperor, you don't, hang around and find out. But things to do with grace. Because there's graceful power, and then there's, where it's not meted out too cleverly. But this is the lovely side, the lovely side winds here. So that's what's going out. If you imagine, he's not in control at all. He's like, Then you've got the Four of Wands, the fire energy, Page of Wands, and he goes Page, Knight, Queen, King. Now, if you put all four kings together, King of the lands, you get the Emperor, or the King of the kingdoms. They're like, so when you squish all four together, put them all together, make a sort of a patty out of them, then out pops the Emperor. All four kings together become him. So you've got the ultimate in power here. From this sort of feeling of frustration and delay, you're able to put that down with grace, because this is about working in harmony with something else. And down here, the energy you need to put in is about working with somebody, or getting another thing to bring you happiness. And that's where the emerald came in. So you'll probably find it, I mean, if you think about these words here, calming and grace. I mean, that card is called Grace. And that, in numerology, number 22 is the master builder number. It's a massive number in numerology. 11, 22, 33 are real power numbers. So I don't know if you want to look into the number 22 as well. But I'll put a link for the Ichihing, and somebody explains what that card means and what the hexagrams mean on that. So, but that's a lovely little sideways thing, because obviously this is you and your intentions in the situation. That's what's going out. This is what's coming in to replace it, but like a weather system. And I'll knock this on the head here and post it. I'll get on with the other bits. Take good care.